Good day and welcome to Ramos Foods Gluten-Free Baking. Today we'll be talking about a comparison between almond flour versus cassava flour. Which one should you use? Two of the most well talked about gluten-free flours are cassava flour and almond flour. But here's the real question. Are you using the right one for your recipes? Have you ever made pancakes that turn out gummy, cookies that crumble, or flatbread that fall apart the moment you touch them? That's not your fault, and it's not even your recipe's fault. The problem is not all gluten-free flours behave the same, and using the wrong one can ruin your results, waste your time, and frustrate you into giving up. Today, I'll help you finally solve that mystery. No more guessing. No more trial and error. In the next few minutes, I'll break it down in plain language. You'll discover the key differences between almond flour and cassava flour, when to use each one and when not to, how they behave in real recipes, simple swaps, and blend tips for better results. How to take a simple 60-second quiz to find your perfect match. Plus, I'll share with you how our customers and home bakers are transforming their gluten-free meals using the right combinations. So let's get started. Gluten-free baking is tricky, right? One minute you think you nailed it, and the next minute you're asking, where did I go wrong? How did this cake sink in the middle? Why is this wrap cracking when I roll it out? Why do these muffins feel dense and oily? What most people don't realize is this: gluten-free flour and gluten-free baking is more than just something that you can avoid. It's a structural protein. In essence, it holds your dough together like a glue and gives bread its chew. It traps air so things rise. When you remove gluten, you remove the glue. So if you don't understand what your replacement flour is doing, your food suffers, and so does your confidence. And we don't want that to happen. So here's why most people fail at gluten-free baking, even though they follow your recipes to the T. Some persons may assume that one gluten-free flour can replace another, but all of these flours are different and have different properties. They have different absorption rates. They have different fat contents. They have different fiber contents. They have different binding ability. They have different texture and flavor. Even though almond flour, for example, and cassava flour are both gluten-free, they could be very, very different and behave differently in your recipes. If you're not familiar with how they behave, your bread may fall apart, your tortillas might end up stiff, your muffins might be wet and greasy in the middle, and then you'll blame the recipe or yourself. Unfortunately, you must understand it all comes down to knowing and understanding your flour. Almond flour has many properties. It's made from finely ground blanched almonds that are high in protein, healthy fats, vitamin E, fiber, and it's excellent for things like cakes, cookies, brownies, low-carb keto recipes, muffins, and breads. But here's the catch. It is not self-binding. It lacks starch. That's why it needs things like eggs, binders, and binders like xanthan gum to aid in its binding. And because it's high in fat, it can make recipes often become oily or heavy if not balanced properly. Use almond flour when you want a rich, nutty flavor, moist texture, high protein, low carb results. Cassava flour, on the other hand, comes from the whole cassava root. It is naturally gluten-free, nut-free, grain-free, and high in resistant starch. It's versatile and mimics wheat flour more closely. It binds well and stretches, and it has a neutral taste. It is perfect for breads, cakes, waffles, dumplings, pancakes, crepes, rotis, a whole host of other things. It shines where almond flour fails, but it is higher in carbs and can become gummy if overused in moist recipes. Use cassava flour when you want structure and stretch, a mild taste, more wheat-like results. Don't just swap them blindly. Trying to make a tortilla with almond flour may cause it to crumble. Using cassava and almond flour cookies, it may come out rubbery. These aren't interchangeable on a one-to-one ratio. You need to match the flour's recipe's demands. Want the best results? Try blending them. But here's a tip. Many of the best gluten-free recipes use a combo of almond and cassava flours. Together, you get the best bet. You'll get fat and flavor from almond flour, structure and stretch from cassava flour, and it's a win-win. We use these combos for chewy brownies, soft banana muffins, banana breads, wraps that roll without cracking, and trying using a 50-50 blend to see the difference. Let me tell you about Sarah, one of our customers. She was baking for her kids who have gluten sensitivity. Every cookie turned out greasy, every tortilla broke in half. She walked her, we walked her through, the quiz and the flour usage on our site. Turns out she was using almond flour for everything. Once she started using cassava flour for her tortillas, however, and combining the two for her muffins, it became a game changer. Another story was Michael, a keto dieter. He avoided cassava because of its carbs. But after trying our sample pack, he used it for special meals where structure matters. You don't need to be a professional chef to get this right. You just need to know your flours. So here's your next step. Take our flour match quiz. It's only 60 seconds. It's fun, and it tells you exactly which flour fits your lifestyle and recipes best. You'll also get personalized recommendations plus a free downloadable guide with recipe ideas, blend ratios, and more. And if you want to try both flours side by side, we've created a 2-flour sample pack just for you in this video. 1 bag of almond flour, 1 bag of cassava flour. Enough to experiment, compare, and find your perfect fit. So go to our site today, grab your sample, take the quiz, and say goodbye to frustration in the kitchen. Gluten-free cooking isn't about limitations. It's about knowing and understanding your ingredients. When you understand the role of each flour, you'll unlock texture, taste, and confidence. So next time someone asks you, almond flour or cassava flour, simply smile and answer them, depends on what I'm making. Thank you for joining us today. Do have a good evening. Bye-bye.